Alright, good morning everyone. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. It's good to be back here on YouTube. It has been a very long time since I've been here on the platform. I did stream once for you guys, maybe like, what was that, last month or the month before. But that was only one day of the month, but we are officially going to be back here on YouTube every single Tuesday. And Alex will be every single Friday, so you guys will be getting 2 free streams a week. And yeah, I'm super excited to get back here on YouTube. This is where I originally started velocity trading at back in 2017. So it definitely feels nice to be back here on YouTube. And yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on with the YouTube here. I don't know why it's disabling the likes and dislikes. But yeah, if you guys could drop a like, I'd definitely appreciate it. But alright guys, let's get into things. Let's start here. Looking like a little bit of a slower morning so far, just looking at the gap scan. But we do have a couple names I do want to keep a close eye on, such as VTSI. So this is definitely one I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. So let's give a deeper dive here into VTSI and see what we got. So we do have a headline here. They increased their revenues by 133%. So good news there for the company, seeing that they increased their revenues by that much. Float on this one's going to be around 7 million. So we do have around a 7 million float stock, which is great. We like to see stocks under 10 million in the float, and this one definitely fits that mark right there, right around 7 million here. Pre-market volume around 5 million, a little bit lower than what I'd like to see. And usually like to see about float rotation or a little bit more. So we are around that number, but just a little bit low. But again, not too bad. Where again, it's not going to be under consideration for a potential trade on VTSI here. So what I want to see in this play. I would potentially want to see a wave 1 pattern here for a wash, trap, and squeeze. So let's map out some levels and see where we'd want to potentially look around here on VTSI. So $7 mark, I want to map out that $7 line. Do want to map out this $8 line. You can see I had some trouble getting back above that $8 mark here on VTSI. Also had a little trouble here. Could map out the 750 line as well, so I can map out 750 there on VTSI. And we do have some pre-market highs all the way up at 1485, so we did get way higher here on VTSI. I actually have been noticing that too recently in the last couple gappers we have had recently. We have been seeing them have some really crazy pre-market prints where, right around like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., it's gone to like $20 or something. We saw Wafu did that. We saw yesterday's ticker. What was it? Can't recall the name, but we did have a ticker yesterday that also did that, where gapped up way higher. So it's interesting. We usually don't see that too often, but we have been seeing some crazy 4 a.m., 5 a.m. prints. Before the main brokers tend to open on up. So I don't know. It's something interesting I've been seeing lately. But anyways, all right. So we have $7 here. I would say $7 is kind of that backside level. And you could say maybe 690 is, that low area, that pre-market area. But I'm going to keep that $7 line. So, wouldn't want to see this get too much lower, actually. I'll put that 690 line. Put that 690 line as backside. So, wouldn't want to see this get too much lower. Ideally, some ramps out of the gates. Ideally, like a ramp into $8 there, a fail. Comes back on down to 750s. And then reclaims that $8, $8.10 area. Around like 10, 10.15. But again, this one's really going to be dependent on the volume on VTSI. So, volume's not there. I'm not interested. In the first 30 minutes, it's going to tell a lot. That's really the first 30 minutes tells a big story on a lot of these small cap names. The first 30 minutes, volume's dead, price action's dead. Most likely, it's going to end up fading. But if it's still holding trend, it's retaking trend after 10 a.m. Demand is there. That's when I start to get interested in some of these names to long on the small caps. So yeah, so that would be the game plan here. Post 10 a.m. Reclaim right around 8, 10 area is going to be a key level for me. And just going to be keeping a close eye on the volume. Volume's not good, I'm not interested. If volume's good and it retakes trend after 10, then I'll have some interest. So that would be the game plan here on VTSI. Other than that, this is really going to be my main watch. CSCW, I do have a swing on this one. I did lock in half of my swing. A couple days ago when it started the run. What was that, on the 24th? Yeah, so I sold some around $2 there on the 24th and just held on half. held on half, got pretty low there. I'm like, shoot, am I gonna end up taking a a break even or a potential loss on the rest? Because I forgot my average. I think my average was like $1.12 or something. Like, it's low $1 area, so it got pretty close to my average there. You know, it was just like, no, let me just stick it on. We have been seeing some of these plays, you know, form a liquidity trap and come back on up. So I gave it a shot, and you know, this morning had a PR NFT news, which we kind of already knew. Good big shout out to Frank. Frank over in chat, you know, he called out this ticker, gave it to us super low. And yeah, so I'm holding about half of my position here. We'll probably be looking to lock in the rest, probably into the open on this thing. If it starts to push out of the gates, probably just lock the rest of it in. You know, it isn't a low float either. You know, it's 43 million a float stock, which is good. Look at the volume, right? 44 million. So we are in float rotation in the pre-market, which is fantastic. But yeah, I don't want to get too greedy on it. You know, I said targets on this one would be 253 on it. You know, even locks them in over 2, because even that, 100%. I mean, you can't argue with that, right? I mean, that's fantastic. So, yeah. So, great job on the swing here on CSCW. Could there be a day trade in here? It definitely could be. Usually on these bigger floats, I like to look for a later time frame on them. You know, ideally after like 12. So usually on these bigger floats, I like to see around like a 2 p.m. setup, like a wave 3 pattern. So that would be the ideal setup, for one of these. So we could give it a watch, midday, late day on it for a potential day trade. But as far as my swing, we'll definitely be looking to lock some in out of the gates on this one. So yeah, that's the story on that one. We got about 5 minutes here. Other than that, I know BIOC had a good headline, but the volume just not there. Had a good headline yesterday. I remember we had this one a while back. Unless they had a reverse split there. I remember having that one under $1. I'm sure that I feel like they had a reverse split though. But yeah, volume just not there where it's not even worth watching. MBRX is a big turd, right? MBRX is a big turd. This is a very toxic stock. Let's just look at the history on this thing. Just every time gives back, spike gives back, spike gives back, spike gives back. Let's look at the trend on it. Every single gap, almost every single gap, just gives back its gains. Reverse split, dilution pig. I mean, these guys are always just dropping offerings left and right. SOS too. I mean, I'm holding this one. I'm now down on SOS. I mean, they just keep freaking offering. Just an offering machine on SOS. Just pump, dilute. Just not looking too great here on SOS. With all these offerings. I thought they were done after their last ATM, but they're still going. They're still going. They can't stop the dilution machine here on SOS. So we'll see how this one plays out. I feel like the problem is when it's got really retail crowded. That's some of the negatives when you have this over retail crowdedness. Yeah, I'm sure there's some shorts in here, but we're just having too much retail get involved with it. That's why some of these plays that are kind of low on the radar end up good, like CSCW. I didn't really know about this name. Got in a little early, right? And then eventually, and then retail crowdedness comes in, right? And then you look to sell, right? Because if everyone's long, what's gonna happen? It's only so far it could go. You need to have a mix of shorts in there, right, to have a big squeeze, right? That's why GameStop ran so big, because the short float on it was massive, right? And then you had retail coming in and squeezing out all the shorts. So, but yeah, guys, that's gonna be it here. We got about 3 minutes of the market opens here. VTSI, the main watch this morning. We could keep an eye on CSCW, but again, I feel like that one would be a better setup for a midday, end of day setup on that one. And yeah, that's it. If you guys have any tickers too, let me know. I've been looking to expand my playbook recently. Yesterday I took a setup on HOFV, a new playbook setup that I've been working on. So that was awesome yesterday. And again, I do want to look to expand too into some mid cap stocks. Maybe some stocks priced around like 20 to, honestly, it doesn't matter what price it is, really. I mean, just anything with good liquidity, good volume, good range. Space is one, something like that, just that moves really well and, has good range and liquidity. I definitely want to start looking into trading some of those stocks, and I do plan to start to do that probably sometime this week. I'm going to look to, play around, some trial and error, some new setups. So it'll be interesting for you guys seeing how it looked, back testing a trade and learning a new setup and and really how it works. All right, guys. So market's about to open here, about 1 minute here. Yo, what's up, Chris? Still using them Etrade charts all the time, man. All the time, dude. Yeah, Chris, that's what I'm looking to do, man. I'm looking to expand exactly some of those stocks. Neo's a great one. Neo's a great one. I'm definitely gonna look to trade some of those stocks. JMIA, yeah, Plug, FCEL, Workhorse. The LPN liquidity trap set up today. We'll definitely have that on radar, Sterling. You hooked us up good yesterday with HOFV, man. That was a sweet one yesterday. Actually, I don't know. I'm not seeing that Sterling here, man. I'm seeing Sterling. I'm seeing DLPN starting to break down on the daily chart here. We had that 1850 mark as key level. All right, guys. So market is open here. Let's see what we got for us today. First YouTube stream back. Let's see if we got anything good for us today. All right, so we do have VTSI, excuse me. VTSI morning pop into 750 into a big flush there. Now back at 685 on this one. So again, assume it fails, right? I always say the best approach with these small caps, assume they fail until they prove. Because most of the time, these plays do end up failing. If you study these plays, most of the time, they're not going to reclaim, they're not going to trap. But again, it's your job to, recognize and see which ones have potential to possibly do reclaim and trap, which we do, and we teach you guys here. And VTSI has potential. It is lower float, but overall volume hasn't been too impressive on it, right? It hasn't even rotated its float. I mean, we're used to seeing 2-3x in the pre-market on float rotation, right? And it's a little bit low. That's my concern on this one, right? It's just demand is not there at the moment. MBRX with a morning pop. MBRX is a toxic ticker, so let's definitely be a little bit more careful on this one on MBRX. But again, that could work against shorts. If they get too aggressive on this one, as it's one of those kind of comfy names. It's one of those strategies where I used to use all the time. Just seeing these toxic tickers, having that toxic ticker list and almost shorting every time, which again could definitely work, right? Price action volume confirms with you, and supply starts to come in, and manipulators start to exit, and you kind of join the sell side when that starts to come in. It'd definitely be profitable, but again, we tend to see these ones squeeze out first, right? Squeeze out first and then start to dump. So again, being early on these ones. I find recently this hasn't worked in the market. We're seeing them just squeeze it out first and then unload it. So let's see what MBRX could do. Let's see if this thing can maybe push into 5. All right, guys, here we go. CSCW. Some big swipes here. So I'm going to probably look to take my swing here. I'm going to look to lock in the rest of my swing. Alright, so just sold my swing there on CSCW. Amazing call there, Frank, over in chat. I had $1 on that one. So I'm all out of that trade. How are we looking on the overall market side of things? Seems like a lot of my swings I just sort of read. SPY taking a bit of a hit? No. Not really. SPY is coming back here. Down a little bit. Let's go look a 15-minute chart here. Yeah, nothing too crazy though, right? It's just the small caps are taking a beating. Alright, so VTSI. Yeah, not too much going on here on VTSI. Not too much. Had a morning pop, flushed out, retested, failed, and now sitting around, near the lows here on VTSI at the moment. I do have 690 as a backside line, so technically we did break below that backside line. So it's just kind of hanging out around that line there on VTSI, and you can see the range on it, right? It has some crazy range. All of a sudden, we're just at 680. A second later now, swipe to 714. So the range is definitely there. It has some pretty crazy range here on VTSI, which again is a little dangerous. You got to be careful on it. Probably a name where if it did go, you got to watch your size on it, because it's one of those where if it stuffs on you, you could easily be down 40 cents in a hurry. So wanted to just be a little bit more on the safer side. Just be careful on it. And just like that, look how it just thinned up there on VTSI, right? So a bit of a swipe there, right back near the highs. So yeah, pretty ridiculous the range on this thing on VTSI. And there we go. There's a new high right there. So just as it looked dead, looked absolutely dead right there. Was just at near the lows. All of a sudden, looks like just swiped on up and now halted here on VTSI. So. All right, so VTSI, very trappy there on VTSI. Looked dead, all of a sudden into a swipe, now halted. But again, it's still early. It's only 6 minutes in. My plan on this one was post 10 a.m. Volume on it was it still is weak, right? I mean, only 8 million shares, and based on volume, nothing crazy either. Again, it's just one of those names that's just super thin and a little bit lower on the volume, which I'm not too big of a fan of these ones. Not too big of a fan of these ones. Just the range kind of spooks me out a bit, and it's tough because again, like I said, one stock move you can be down 40 cents in a hurry. All right, let's just run through these plays, make sure we're not missing anything. CSCW, looks like I may have sold at the highs there. Big flush right there. All right, so VTSI, halted, we're watching that one. PFMT, another one of those kind of light volume lanes. Looking left, there's some resistance here, right? Daily chart resistance. MNPR, light volume, MBRX. MBRX had a morning pop and right back down to 420 on that one. So, yeah, so I mean, we'll see if this, turns out to be an easy fade. Typically we haven't seen these ones that just, typically fade easy. Cool little morning pop. That used to be the setup on it, when I used to play these ones, like a year or two ago. Just be that quick morning pop, wait for a stuff move, short it, and then typically it just, works out. But it hasn't been the case recently, so we'll see. MBRX maybe does that. Ends up fading here. All right, but other than that, guys, looking a little slow though, right? Across the small cap board here, just a little bit slow. as I said, I will be looking to expand that playbook and look to trade some bigger names with more liquidity, such as Neo and a couple others. I know Chris made a little nice list right there too. Alright, so let's see when VSIL is going to look to open here. Got halted around 9:36. So, should see it open around like potentially 9:41 if it's a 5. Alright guys, so it looks like it may be a 10-minute hold here. Maybe a 10-minute hold here on a VTSI. We did pass that 5-minute mark. So it looks, should be opening up around 9:46 now on this one. Typically we're seeing a lot of 5-minute holds. So looks like we are seeing a 10 here on VTSI. Is anyone in on VTSI? Are you guys just currently watching at the moment? PFMT getting a little bit of a pop here. We could put PFMT on the bottom here. See if this one we get any sort of momentum towards it. Again, lighter volume, but it's coming back pretty nicely off the fails there on PFMT. So we'll see if this $2 area can hold on it and potentially get a push back up towards the highs. All right, let's see, guys. So we should be opening up in just a minute here on VTSI. Yeah, I agree, Sterling. You know, a couple things, right? It was early, volume was a little light. It did make a swipe move, which we want to see, you know, when we're looking for this pattern. But again, it was early. It was light the volume. So those two things right there, you'll make a big difference. I mean, those are some of the some of the two key things we like to look for when looking for the setup. So. Alright guys, so should be opening up any second here. If it's not a 10-minute halt, that could definitely spook some traders out, right? You know, once you start getting an extended halt, you know, you start to get some thoughts creep in, you know, what's going on here? You know, is this, you know, being halted a little bit further? But, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we should be opening up any second here now. You know, they had news, right? It's not like this company didn't have any news. They had, you know, good earnings. Alright guys, here we go. VTSI is open here. Big gap up all the way up to right around $9. So, you know, big opening here. We'll see if it starts to hold on this pullback here on VTSI. You know, should hold this 8810 area, right? We spoke about that 8810 area as a key level in the pre-market. So, let's see if it's going to start to hold that area. Alright, so holding up pretty nicely here, guys. Held nicely on that dip right there. You know, didn't break down. You know, popped right back up here towards the highs. Alright, so VTSI, again, the range is showing here, right? I mean, just at 840, now back at 880. So it's a tough one, guys. It's tough. Obviously, you know, no one should really be chasing up here at $9 on it. You know, you kind of missed the move. You know, so be it. We'll see if it potentially resets up. I will not be buying up here. But yeah, I mean, definitely volume is now coming in here, though, 100%. I totally agree. I mean, totally agree there. Chill out. Forgot that's your name, right? You're chill out, right? Momon Dreambox. Sometimes it gets a little confusing. Some of you guys have different names in here, in YouTube than on the regular platform. But yeah, I mean, you know, we talked about this yesterday too, right? This kind of this low to high setup, right, where it's really weak volume and all of a sudden volume comes in. So this has been a setup that we've been seeing a lot this past couple months. It's something that we didn't typically see a lot before, where they kind of trap you with that weak volume out of the gates, and then all of a sudden we start printing real volume. So it's just kind of a low to high setup, you know, low volume to high setup. All right, so we'll see if VWAP can hold here. So coming down a little bit here to VWAP. We'll see if VWAP is gonna hold. For me, the best setup for me on this thing would be, you know, a breakdown, retest is, you know, like 750, 770, and then gets another reswipe, you know, a little bit later. But we'll see. It may not do that. May just want to hold VWAP here and run. Let's see. And there we go. Look at that, guys. So breaking back over $9 here on VTSI. Excuse me, first time breaking over 9. We didn't break. We didn't break 9 before. But yeah, $9 break right there. You know, nice bounce there off VWAP. We'll see how much higher this thing's gonna go. Come on, chill out. You know my long-term memory is amazing, but I'll forget what ticker ran yesterday. Yep, 100%. The stream is a little delayed. It's a known thing. I mean, YouTube is slightly delayed. I don't know how much, maybe 5-7 second delay, but yeah, the website is instant. And again, guys, this will be on Tuesdays, so every Tuesday I'll be here on YouTube. Alright, so VTSI there did break over 9 a little bit. Right back on down. Forget my shake every morning. I do. No, it's just recently I've been forgetting it a lot more. I don't know why. Nah, it's not over a minute trading pennies, is it? There's no way this is a minute delay. I would say at most maybe 12-second delay, 10-second. Maybe it's different for everyone. Maybe, if you're outside the country, maybe it's a little different. But it is what it is. Nothing we could do about it, right? Alright, so VTSI just consolidating here, just holding this area here on VTSI, this 850 area. There's a pop back over 9 on it, so let's see if $9 can hold here on VTSI. Slammed right back on down there, right when it got over 9 right there. So again, some pretty crazy action on this thing on VTSI. Hasn't broken down below VWAP, it's been steady, holding above it. But again, just been kind of range bound here, right? Between this $9, lower $8 area. So we'll see if it's going to start to break to the upside or break to the downside here. And here we go. There's a 920 touch right here on VTSI. Very nice. Oof, and a big stuff move right there. So we'll see. Maybe they walk into that right there. Maybe they walk into that move right there. We did see that yesterday on SEA's. On SEA, what was it? SEAC, something like that? SEAC. Yep. Yeah, we saw a similar move. Same type of exit. It was earlier in the day, though. And then a reclaim later in the day. So, honestly, that would be nice if we see something like that. So, SEAC here did the same thing, right? It was just really range-bound, just holding above VWAP. Couldn't break out. Holding, couldn't break out. Holding, couldn't break out. And then all of a sudden, right into the highs. And this is the perfect time for manipulators to exit. So that could have been a really nice reactive short right there. If anyone, I said this yesterday for when SCAC did the same thing. I'm like, this was a really good reactive short right there. What they do? They use that high day to exit into, right? Shorts got panicky there. They saw 920 started to come on up. They start covering, and there's a lot of liquidity going through. And then boom, highest volume on the day on a stuff move. Look at that. Look at the candle right there, guys. Highest volume right there on that stuff move, right? Perfect time to exit any sort of manipulation position into. And we saw the same thing on SCAC, right? Same thing, broke over the highs by a little bit there. Then what do you know? Boom, big stuff move comes in. Just starts getting destroyed all the way down the 130s. VTSI, the same exact type of setup there, where they walked into there, just broke it over the highs a little bit, and then dumped it into. So yeah, that was pretty solid right there. I didn't have any locates on it. Wasn't really processing, taking a short on it. But again, there's some sort of trades where we call it, reactive type trading, where it's not something you plan for. I don't think anyone, maybe you did plan for something like this. But yeah, I mean, if you see that higher day stuff move there, aggressive selling on some heavy volume, and you see the bid start to collapse, and right, we saw the bid start to collapse there after that stuff move. And we saw a massive flush there now into a circuit halt to the downside. So just classic manipulation right there. We see in these penny stocks. We see this type of manipulation all the time on these small caps. And if you could recognize it, in real time or even prior, definitely make some good money. But again, it takes time. It's not easy. That's what happened yesterday on SCAC. I saw that exact move, and I had a long position on it, and I sold it right away. And I usually don't do that. I usually stick to my stop, but I just kind of saw that same story happen so many times where it just breaks over the highs, and then it comes in, and you kind of know, all right, they're walking into this. I'm getting out. So it's kind of the same exact thing here. OPRH. Look at this. OPRH on thin air here on OPRH. I don't know how people trade this stuff. Like, there is no strategy. I just don't see how some people trade some of these names like this, which just trade, such light volume. Yeah, just gambling at that point, right? I mean, getting into something like that. All right, guys. So, what do we think? What do you guys think we're gonna see here on VTSI? I think we're gonna see the same exact thing that SCAC did. Same exact thing. I believe that it's probably gonna make a new low here on VTSI, or at least get around to, at least get maybe up to around like maybe upper sixes or so. So I do think we'll see more downside here on VTSI. Let me see if I have any locates. I'm probably not going to short it, but I just want to see if I have any. Yeah, I don't have any locates here anyways here on VTSI. Alright, so let's see if we see more downside here on VTSI. Just opened up here. Alright, so a bit of a pop there into $8. Let's see how it reacts into a little bit of a pop here on VTSI. I don't believe it's going to pull a Wafu. I don't believe it. I do think we'll see more downside. But remember, we saw Wafu had a big stuff like this. This was a little earlier. I think this was like the opening bell on Wafu, where it stuffed, halted down, and then all of a sudden just went right back to where it came from. I think this will end up like SCAC, but Will be interesting to see, how this thing plays out here. Again, in trading, you want to wait for more confirmation rather than predicting too much, right? When you play the predicting game too much, you get into some trouble. It's always best to wait for confirmation. Let's see. And guys, I will be starting that member video for you guys. And you guys gotta let me know. Maybe we'll take a vote tomorrow on the live stream. I'm either gonna do a new video on that new setup, the new liquidity trap setup. I wouldn't say it's a new setup, but just make a video on it. Just kind of going over my trade yesterday from HOFV and how I knew this thing was gonna rip yesterday on HOFV. So I could make a video going over that. Or I could do the boot camp for you guys. I could look to do that boot camp, however many week-long video, just going from the basics all the way to advanced stuff. So tomorrow on the live stream on the website, we'll take a vote on that for what video you guys want to see me make next. And free trial links are down below in the description. We do offer a free trial as well, 7-day free trial on the website. Definitely, Russell. Yeah, I know I took a little time off on the videos. It was tough with all the construction going on in my house. That's why I actually didn't start on the 9th. I was going to start on the 9th, but then I had construction for like a week and a half in my house. It was just super noisy. So I'm like, let me just, wait about let me just wait till the construction's done. And, finally got done. So that's why we were delayed here. We're supposed to start on the 9th, but starting today. Alright guys, so no trades for me so far today. It's been a little bit of a slower morning here. Yesterday was a little bit slower too. So hasn't been the hottest week so far in these small caps. And it seems like a lot of these small caps are too getting beat up really good. Like I said, my swing account on my small caps is getting really beat up today, so Just seeing a little bit of weakness in the small caps this week so far. Again, it's only Tuesday, but we'll see if things pick up. Again, doesn't mean VTSI is 100% done. Obviously, looking very weak right now. I would say if this one's going to set up, it would probably be midday, late day on VTSI. Same thing like SCAC, that one set up around 2 p.m. So what are you guys up to? You guys taking trades on your end, or you guys sitting on your hands as well today? Seems like that's what my approach is going to be, at least for right now. And again, that is why I do want to expand my playbook. So again, not necessarily if small caps are slow, I'm going to be now I'm going to look for these stocks. It's not the approach I'm going to have, but it's just having a larger arsenal of potential setups for myself. To be in that position, to have that type of ability to do that is something I want to add, and that's why I will be looking to expand my playbook and look at some newer names, newer stocks. And it's going to take some time. I'm not going to get good at it overnight, trading new types of stocks, new types of setups, but it's going to take time. And it's not going to happen overnight. I got to realize that. It's just like my small cap trading, right? It's it takes a while to build something great, and I developed a good system for these small caps that's worked for me for many years now, and I plan to do the same thing with those other stocks too, these bigger cap stocks, and just gonna take it slow, baby steps, and eventually, I know, I'll get there with some of these new setups. David Pell, your hands are tingling. Yeah, sometimes, man, the urge, the desire to want to trade comes out really badly, and just gotta control it, man. If there's nothing good out there, you don't want to force anything, right? That's when you get into some trouble. You start forcing trades, you start building bad habits, start over trading, start doing boredom trading. Those are days when disaster could happen. And that's why it's always good, guys, to have a max stop loss set on your account. Everyone here should have a max stop loss set on their account. If you haven't, call your broker immediately and set one up. Trust me, it'll keep you guys in this game much longer. Honestly, if I didn't set a max stop loss, on my account, a few years ago, I would have probably blown up second time. I did blow up my account once when I first started. Alright guys, so it's 10:08 here. Alright, so definitely a good day. Get some studying in or something. Not too much. Too much going on. Maybe go for a nice walk. It's getting nice here, the weather. New York is finally picking up. This winter felt really long. I don't know about you guys. This winter felt like super long. Guess it's, the whole quarantine thing. COVID just made it feel a lot longer this year. But happy it's starting to get nice out. What was that? Trading pennies, JFIN, MOXC. And nice little trend there on these two. PFMT. How's that one look, PFMT? Oh yeah, PFMT ended up holding trend there, held that $2 line. Did get a nice little pop there. Not bad. But again, nothing I'm seeing that's like, for myself, high quality. TKT. TKT, guys, could set up for a liquidity trap. Let's definitely write that one down on TKT. If this thing could ever get back over, how's the volume? Let's see, 26, 7, 7, 1, 500K. So getting really low now. If this thing could ever get back over 40 and hold that 40 mark, then you can see it pop back up on that one. It's a little sketchy on this one, though. That's the only thing. The only downside. This one's a little sketchy, right? It's an Amex ticker. We know what happened with some of these Amex tickers. Sometimes we see an extended halt on them. At the same time, this one did have some news, some credibility behind it. At the end of the day, I'm sure it's a bunch of bogus. But it does have some credibility where maybe they won't halt it. But again, it's a little bit riskier, so just keep that in mind when trading some of these Amex tickers. Yep, trading pennies. Yeah, I just had price alerts on those types of names. They're definitely names where I don't like to get in early on those. It's honestly a good short setup too, right? Shorting it, looking left into resistance. But if that same resistance area looking left into is now consolidating and holding above, it's like a reverse long. We spoke about that the other day on the stream. And guys, we do have Sterling working on I'm not sure how it's been going, Sterling. I know you've been posting a little bit of it, but you've been working on those gap stats for members here for Velocity. If you guys don't know, Sterling's been working on like an automated system for gap stats and giving us the breakdown analysis on some of these small caps. So we're really excited to see how that ends up going, Sterling. So definitely exciting. It's great. It's always good to have as much as possible automate your trading. And if you could have an automated system for the pre-market, just making your trading more robotic, which you guys want to go. You guys want to have a robotic process when you're trading, right? It should almost be like instinct, right? You have your pre-market prep. You have your pre-market criteria, your breakdown. You have your game plan, and then it's just sticking the chart, sticking the plan, maybe making some micro adjustments along the way. Because again, you're not always going to confirm exactly to your thesis, so you are going to be some micro adjustments along the way. But again, keeping it as robotic as possible, your trading, and just having something like that, which Sterling is working on for some of the members here, is fantastic. Just going to automate your process even more. Because again, I find a lot of problems newer traders have is that they just kind of fall too much into the noise, right? They start seeing this stock and that stock and that stock, and they think they have to trade everything. And but at the end of the day, it's just noise. You want to find what suits you best, what fits your trading style, what fits your niche, and you find that a lot by eliminating that noise. Is having a good pre-market plan. If you have a good pre-market plan, you know what you're looking for. Exactly what you want to see in some of these stocks in the pre-market. Cut down that noise. You'll have maybe 3 stocks you're watching, right? Because I could care less what's going on with MMPR or PFMT. Honestly, I don't really have a care for, right? The only thing I really had a care for this morning was VTSI. That was the only stock I really had a care for. I mean, CSCW, I had a swing on that one, so I did care about that one. But again, it's just eliminating the noise, and you could do that a lot by, preparing in the pre-market, right? And I have a really good video, guys. It's an old video, maybe from a year ago, maybe even longer. It's called The Trading Process. It's a free YouTube video. It's an old video, but it's still really good. Go check it out if you guys haven't already. I pretty much had the same process. That video was over a year ago, I'm sure now, and I pretty much used that same exact process. Again, the market was a little bit different over a year ago, but same methods apply. And those same methods will always apply. Yeah, I can't even find the video. That video should have a lot more views. I can't even find it. Here we go. This video is like 2 years old now. Almost. Nah, not that old, but over a year though. I'm gonna post this, guys. You guys have some time. You can go check it out. All right, so VTSI, fading so far, right? And this has been pretty much a carbon copy to CESA from yesterday, right? Where, since that stuff move set in, what has been happening? It's been staying heavy, right? Heavy price action. We talk about it's very bearish, right? So, right after that clear out move came in, stuff came in. It's just been staying heavy. But honestly, a good short. If you guys were able to react in there in time, recognize that type of thing, very solid short. I definitely expect this thing to break below and probably make some new lows here on VTSI here. All right, Sterling, you're heading out, man. All right, dude. I'll catch you later, man. Yeah, I'll probably Probably not going to stream too long today. It's slower. Probably give it maybe 10 more minutes or so. So if you guys have any questions for me, you guys want to go over anything these next 10 minutes before I get going, just let me know. Happy to help. And if you guys want to tune in tomorrow, you guys could, try a free trial and have access to the stream tomorrow on our website. You guys will not have Discord access though with the free trial. That's only paid members only have Discord access. And again, if this is anyone's first time watching us too, we also have an option stream too. So it's not just me streaming. If you have a free trial, you'll have access to watch me and Alex. They stream options. So if anyone's interested in options trading, we have a great group of options traders in here. 2-in-1 service. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't even realize. Was I muted there? It may have been muted. Didn't even realize. I do that a lot. So if I don't talk for like, if I ever not talk for like a couple minutes, like 2-3 minutes, just say, hey Nick, you muted. So as I was saying, you know, when I was muted there, I said I don't want to forget about VTSI. Again, you know, it has been, you know, very bearish since that clear out, that stuff move earlier on. But, you know, if this thing could ever get back over $8, if it ever could reclaim that $8, that 8.10 area, I would be interested for a long on it. So I'm going to set some price alerts on this thing. So if it ever does get back above that mark, I will look for potential long on it. But again, assume it doesn't do it. Assume it's just some covers, some shorts covering their positions, just a little pop. But, you know, I will be just setting some price alerts on it. Oh, trading pennies thought I left the scan on. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. You know, sometimes if I don't talk, just gotta mention, hey Nick, you muted. Because sometimes I mute the mic. You know, my dog's either barking or something's going on in the house. Just, you know, I need to mute it. So, but yeah. Anyways, I will be leaving though in about a minute or two here. So if you guys have any last questions for me, just shoot them over here. Yeah, happy to help. If not, gonna call it a morning here. Bit slower today. No trades for me. All right, guys. Not seeing too much. You guys are pretty quiet today. It's been quiet in the market today too. So I'm gonna look to call it a morning here. You know, I was happy to be back here on YouTube. Definitely fun getting back into you know, streaming here. Definitely missed it. You know, it's been a while since I've been here. So yeah, hey, every Tuesday, guys. Every Tuesday I'll be here. So make sure you guys come in every single Tuesday. Alex will be here on Friday, so go show Alex some love. He'll be here on Friday. So yeah, it's gonna be it, guys. If you guys wanna, you know, catch me tomorrow, free trials down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. I'm out. Peace.